I've noticed that my videos for my gaming channel here, audio has not been the best. I was trying to use a headset that I used to use on Discord, and to be fair, a headset doesn't always produce the best sound quality for recording videos. They're a lot better for voice communications, like through Discord or something. So I went out to the shed and dug around to see what I could find in my audio equipment, because amazingly enough, I had a bunch. And what I came up with is this. This is right in your face. This is an old studio mic I've had for, I don't know, 12 or 13 years. It's a large diaphragm condenser. It takes a 48 volt phantom voltage, and I think it's low impedance. Pretty sure it is. Anyway, I've got that hooked into a tube mic amplifier. This is an ART Tube MP project series. It's got a little radio tube, and it's supposed to give you a warmer sound. And it's, of course, supplies the 48 volts, which is required, or it wouldn't work. And it has USB out, which makes it very easy to hook up to a computer. And then over here, I've got a Duro loudness monitor, which is really effective for checking to see just how much audio you're pumping out of your system into your computer. If this is distorted, well, then anything you try to record will be distorted. And I've got this one just about the way I want it. I've got other options. I've got a cheap Chinese microphone right here. It is also a large diaphragm condenser. It's very bright. It's very high pitched. Not my personal favorite. And I've got a Samson G-Track. This would have been the easiest solution. It's got a little USB plug in the bottom. You can just plug it right into your computer. And it has a volume and several switches. You can plug an instrument in if you play guitar or something. And I don't. So for the internet, this would probably have been the best thing for recording videos, except that I wouldn't be able to use my loudness monitor, and I just like watching that thing blink, if nothing else. So let me switch over and see if this sounds a little better than my last videos. And if y'all are curious what I've got for a machine, what I'm running to do my gaming on, this is a Core 7 Ultra 265K with 32 gigabytes of Ripjaws G-Skill memory, which came also with that motherboard that's in there. It's an Asus something, I don't know, whatever came with the bundle. This came from Circuit City or whatever it's called. No, not Circuit City. What's the name? Honestly, I don't recall. But there was a sale on these. It came with the memory, the CPU, and the motherboard for $500. That was last year. You won't be finding that sale again. The memory alone is probably going to be that high now, so I'm really glad I pounced on that. I put an Arctic water cooler in for the CPU, which I don't think it really ever will need, but it certainly stays cool enough. And that's an RX 9060 XT 16 gigabyte in there. And this is the factory overclocked one from XFX. That is a tough thing to say on the spur of the moment. The case is positively pressurized. This is an old Fractal case that Gamers Nexus thought was crap. Gamers Nexus was full of crap. My temperatures stay icy no matter what. But it has been modified a little bit. There's some side vans in here. When I got this case at a yard sale, I kid you not, it was gutted and it was missing a few pieces, but there was enough there. It wasn't missing anything I needed. It had a vertical video card mount, but I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to be able to handle my video card because a lot of those, the cable, the flat tape cable that goes to them is just not enough to handle anything at high speed. So I just went ahead with the horizontal mount, even though I'd much rather had it vertical. Don't make fun of my pastel freaking lights. That's how they come. That's stupid, but there it is. I much prefer a little sharper than pastel, but that's what I got. I'm also running a fan controller. You don't see a lot of people do that. A lot of people do it on their video card, but I've got a little fan controller in there handling my fan speeds. And I've done that because this thing moves so much air. It's positive pressurized. It's not dead even. It's slightly biased towards the positive, which I did because all of my intakes are filtered. This one is filtered. Here, the side one in the hole there is also filtered, and the bottom is filtered. Those are my intakes. All of that is intake. And then this water cooler exits out the top, and that one there, of course, exits out the back. And doing that keeps the dust mostly out of this thing. I hate a dusty computer, and it is such a pain about taking them apart and clean them. This lets me put that off for a very long time before I actually get dusty. Anyway, let me switch over to OBS and show you what this microphone setup I'm using now sounds like. And you guys maybe listen to one of my previous videos and then listen to this one and see if this microphone isn't just a little bit better. Okay, so here's what it sounds like in game. I'm sure you can't see the VU meter on this thing, but we are dancing right at 0. That's at the microphone after the amplifier, but before OBS takes care of it. Once OBS gets a hold of it, it's throttling me back to just barely in the yellow. I'd actually like to be just a little bit higher than that, but it's not as easy as you think when you get your compressor and your filters and everything set up just about the way you want them. What you end up with is a little bit of an audio deficit, and I'm hoping the compressor is making up for that and giving me just a little bit more oomph. But whatever the case, I never seem to make it to the 0 on that. So I may have to turn that up just a little bit. Let me tinker with it just a second. I've just got this set up and I haven't quite got it the way I want it, and I don't think that's going to do it. So let's see here. I'm sitting here making a lot of noise so I can watch what it looks like when I adjust things. I'm going to want the filters. I'm going to want the compressor. I'm going to want the output gain, I do believe. And what I'm going to want to do is bump that up just a little bit more. Okay, let's see. No, that's not quite enough. Maybe threshold. Maybe we can turn that up just a little bit more. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better, maybe. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble getting more audio out of this. You would think it would be easy, but it is not. Let me turn that back to here. Now let me see if I can, I'm on about 920. Let me turn that up to about 13. Oh yeah, that's a little excessive. Let's see what that looks like right there. That's pretty close right there. Maybe just a tiny bit less. Right there. Okay. All right. I think I might be over peaking it now. Huh. That's weird. Maybe if I turn down the threshold just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to say that's about as good as I'm going to get it. Hopefully this sounds okay and is not overdone, not underdone, and you're able to understand it. So listen to it for a second. Give me your honest opinion how I've got the audio set compared to that god-awful headset that really is more for communications and not for this. I appreciate any input you all got. Thanks for watching.